Hello, everyone. Welcome to another exciting day of, I don't know what to call it, on Tarot for Our Times. This is Sarah, your medium on the go. And, now that we have two deaths and we're really, I wonder what is the tipping point? What's the tipping point going to be? And I would say the first little signs of it could be that Bovino, little guy, Bovino has been either fired or demoted back to wherever rock he crawled out from, and as I was just putting this together, I listened to Alan Popak on the Midas Touch program, and it seems to fit in with everything. The latest thing is, despite of a court order, there is missing and compromised evidence from the Alex Pretty murder, which I believe is what it was. There's some issues with the gun. The chain of, the evidence chain has been compromised. I had to turn it off. He was going through this list. It's just like all the feds just messed up the evidence really, really badly. And so it comes once again to how much longer are these people going to now literally be getting away with murder? But at the same time, everything is falling apart. So as one of the two cards for this year, of course it's the death card because of the deaths as a result of ice. And it's there's Alex Pretty and Renee Good, and but still, it's what happens is that this speeds up this horse a little bit to the end of the regime. All of this is falling apart. I mean, on one hand, they may have thought, oh, well, I guess we win because if the evidence is compromised and, anybody right out of law school could probably tear it apart. But still, on the other hand, it makes them look grossly incompetent, or they were doing it on purpose. So, just flip a coin and see which one is worse than the other. And it's a bad thing for society because, especially with the young and the impressionable, they see, well, if you've got enough power and money, you can just get away with anything, and it tends to make us cynical. And so, you wonder if there have been a number of readings I've done over the years where I bring through a loved one's person who's been murdered, and in the case where they never found the person that did it. It turns out to be that, I try to blend in with sometimes the person that the murderer is dead, him or herself, or I sense that they're perhaps even either in prison or headed for it. And what those readings have, and I've always told them, let the police do their work, do not get involved. But, the thing of it is like, they always get it in the end. Nobody really, really gets away with anything. It has a way of catching up. And I know, use the word karma. That's another one I'm getting sick to death of. It's been done, it's like over and over, done to death. But I think what this presents is, as far as our rising to another consciousness, is maybe it's just, it's nothing we can control, that maybe you need to trust the universe to take care of it when it's basically out of our hands. But it doesn't mean you have to become what they are. I mean, you have to kind of fight with their, which brings up the whole thing. Like, you have to kind of fight a little dirty like they do. And I'm not talking about violently. I'm talking about if they throw some mud, you dig up some dirt on them and you throw it right back, because whatever the Democrats have been doing hasn't been working. So that might be for a whole other reading. So I want to see, I actually want to see, okay, so we have the death card. So what is card number 2 in this reading going to be? Kind of is something to focus on. And I have my oracle. Now let's see, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Okay. We have here the Hanged Man in reverse. So, just as I was speaking about the Democrats, I think what's happening now, which I find encouraging, is that Chuck Schumer did grow a set and said, there's no way we're passing this bill that funds these thugs and murderers that we know as ICE unless the rules have to change. The masks have to come off. They have to do everything other law enforcement does, or else they're not going to get any money. I would say just defund them and start all over again. But at any rate, so we have the Hangman in reverse, and this is telling me that the Democrats they just can't hang with doing what they have been doing. And that in all of this, perhaps they've seen things from a different point of view, but now it's time to get off of that thing and get moving. Because as much as I love Michelle Obama, it's like when they go low, we go high. Well, we're gonna have to save that for another day. You know, that isn't working. I think there, you know, we want to talk about awakenings. I think that's what awakening is. So how we deal with bad actors that seem to be getting away with murder. And there's no easy answer, but let's see if an oracle card can throw a little bit of light on this. So let's see. Okay. As I ask that question, I'm losing half the deck here. Oh, wait. Sometimes when they fall, you feel like you've got to pick them up. Sometimes not necessarily. Okay, now this one. So so gratitude. That's interesting. And I think the one thing that, I think the one thing that, could be said about, we'll go beyond like having the roof up. We may not be able to pay all the bills. We have a roof over our head and have some food and this and that. But I want to go beyond that. I think the gratitude comes into saying, I'm grateful I'm not one of them. I'm grateful that I'm not MAGA and, like total hate a person, all this sort of thing. And the interesting thing about that is that maybe if you're grateful that you're not a schmuck like these people are, this woman here is she's gone from being the caterpillar to the butterfly. That perhaps sometimes these simple things, when when all else fails and you get down to basics, what happens here is that maybe that's where the change begins, where you do metamorphosize in from the caterpillar into the butterfly. And sometimes, I hate to say, that may be all we have for right now. So, but it's not it seems like a small thing, but it really isn't a small thing. So I want to go say, like, okay, so how do we deal with this, and what do we become? And I guess, and what is the part of this lesson that all of this stuff that's happening going to be? But I really do have to, like, the hangman is like, doing in reverse. It's just changing. It's like after you see things from a different point of view, you get off the thing and join death in his march. Okay, so let me lower this. So, and I'm only going to use the 2 decks to keep it nice and simple. Okay, all right, so what do we got first here? We've got the tower. Of course we've got the tower. Okay, and I have this guy in a very attractive bathing suit since YouTube has cracked down on tarot card nudity. Now, some people put their fingers over it. I decided to be creative with it. Okay, we didn't miss anything. Sometimes I miss it, like, oops, there's a boob. Okay. Alrighty, so we have the tower. Yeah, we are in a tower moment. That's where we are at right now. It's just like, sometimes all these things come at me so fast. It's like, I don't know what to do a reading on, and, it's like too much. Okay, so we have a tower, and I would say that the murder of Alex Preddy on Saturday, definitely a tower moment. Now, I understand that, okay, so they fired little dude Bovino, and now they're supposedly pulling back, I don't know if all of the ice or most of them. We'll see what happens, because these people speak out of. We are in a tower moment, and it's not only Minneapolis, but these things have sprung up worldwide, and not only just the marches and the chants. It's the memorials with the candles and the flowers. I mean, there's a lot more to it than, this incredibly. I mean, it's in a crisis, but there's an incredible amount of grief. Let's see what the energy is crossing it. Okay. Energy crossing it. I'm going to say the smug merchants. Aside from losing popularity, I don't think they've gone beyond that. I think what the powers that be, and this goes beyond Kanks, but the powers that be are, that, like the tech, I guess this is a tech bro card. They're just sitting in their own little fool's paradise right now. I don't think they realize the magnitude, except like, uh-oh, he's getting less popular. Are we going to have to dump his ass or what? Okay, so let's see the underlying. Okay, I have shuffled, but I just want to. Okay, so let's see the underlying. What's beneath all of this? Okay, so we have in the past. In the past, yeah, that is in the past when we had a decent leader, the emperor. The sane one, because if this is a Trump, he's got to be in reverse, because I do read oh, death. Okay, I would say in regards to all of this, it's like being very ill, but not. It's not mortally ill, but I would say that there could be a little bit of a pause in death moving forward too, which could be saying that maybe we have some more of these bad boys coming up. Okay, then we have I would say when this is all over, because I also think it's a tower moment for the regime too. because they don't know what to do with. They don't know. Oh, let's mess up some evidence. Who's gonna stop us? Court order. Who cares? But they are having, because things are falling apart. They're having a tower moment too. And one of the big, when I see this in reverse, I'm going to say, the world is not with us. This is, if this were upright, they're looking forward to doing some new trading and this, but this is all messed up. And I'm going to say, since it is, it's the two of wands. I would say that when this thing falls, it's going to take a couple of, maybe not that, it's going to take a couple of years to start mending some fences. So, in opposition of this, we have this is encouraging. New alliances. This could be like I know a lot of, and I'm with the Jennifer and Angie on the iHip channel. I'm really disgusted with those 7 asshole Democrats voting to fund ICE, but I'm also going to say that there will be some new alliances made. I think that what is going to be the thing that's going to maybe surprise people is I think the squad is going to be getting together with the moderates, because I think the moderates are saying, you know, what we're doing hasn't been exactly working. And, it's in the squad, they are the younger ones. But I think we might be, that's very encouraging to see that the new alliances, a new marriage, and the kids in the back say, yeah, it's younger kind of a thing. Okay, so, and maybe in our own lives, since I like to put that together, okay, we're not going to go kumbaya with the MAGA, so forget that. Forget that is not going to happen. But I would say that kind of, because I know from my local Democratic politics and the people that I know, is kind of like, a lot of them, and I've been a little guilty of it myself, a lot of them are kind of like, ew, AOC. Well, I like AOC, but ew, I don't know, she's a little bit too rad. And, now Summer Lee is hooking up with them and all this kind of stuff. But I'm starting to think differently. I wasn't quite as bad as some of them. I've always been a little bit sitting on the fence, but now I'm saying, no, these people have the right idea. I mean, her going out with Bernie on the road, that's, and I'm really starting to change a lot of my thinkings. Maybe I'm going back to my second young person and going to, tacking to the left a bit. But I'm saying, I don't agree with them on everything, but I think we've got to make an alliance with them. And I wouldn't be surprised if that starts happening here where I live in Pittsburgh on the local scene too. So, very interesting. So on the conscious level, with all of this, we have the Star. And to me, and I'm starting to go with some of the other readers, that is the United States. And I think consciously we're thinking of blending. Now I'm seeing, that usually this is the material and the spiritual creative world, but I'm going to say that the solidity of her foot on the earth is maybe the older people whose policies need to come up to date, but they know how to, like Nancy Pelosi, she knew how to whip those votes together. So there's the blending of that with the newer, foot in the water, more intuitive kind of, but I'm going to say that dipping your toes into the younger, maybe more progressive people, So it kind of goes along with this guy here. I think people are starting to wake up to that. I'm feeling encouraged. I'm feeling definitely. I think it comes down to what choice do they have. Okay, so then now we have on the unconscious, subconscious level. It's taking it's sort of like building. I think the whole thing is building abundance, that to fulfill what we want to do, kind of like starting from the more humble beginnings, because that's what this story of the King of Pentacles is about, is that he slowly built up his abundance. So I think on the subconscious level, it's doing that. It's doing that. And maybe I also think of finding the grounded leader who is also the forward-thinking younger one. Okay, so we have that. Okay, so let's see. In the past, we have at the beginning of this death. Boy, death is coming up all over the place. In reverse, which is saying we have had many deaths, because death is about beginnings, endings, and transformation. The thing is, it's kind of like a half-assed death. You know what I mean? It's in this context. What it is that I think the Democratic Party has found it really, really difficult to give up the old way of thinking and the corporate donations and stupid dumbass network and cable news, and which hasn't been really nice to the. I think that whole thing, it's sort of like doing things and going on the journey, but doing things in the half-ass way and not truly letting go, like our card of the year has to. And it's also, I in my meme, I did put a ghost of Epstein in the flag, because that's really what's going on. So this is, we can't be pussyfooting around. We have to let lip service has been given to, okay, if Democrats are on this list, be that as it may, but this is saying there's been a little bit of a hesitant because of the fear of that unknown. So that's been in the past. So as you move a little bit more towards the present, we have, Knight of Wands, warrior mode. It's, because he may be a little bit rash, but he's kind of bold and moving forward. So this is very encouraging. I think this is what I think. I think maybe the Dems and the progressives are waking up, and I think that maybe we need to start doing that in our own lives. And he is a brave. I think in reverse, he's kind of reckless, but he is bold and he is brave and he is moving ahead. Which that's part of our personal growth and transformation too. So as we move a little bit into the future, we have Page of Cups reversed, that titty baby card. That is, things are tough now, but the important thing is do not fall into the right-wing white male of being big, and we have one sitting in the White House, of being big crybabies and victims. This is what this guy is telling you. No, don't do it. This could be a pitfall with, if there's any, you move a few steps forward and one backward. So he's saying, do not do this. Don't do this. Let them be the big crybabies. And this is also dealing with them. So moving a little bit forward. Yep. a new message. There's going to be a new message coming out. This is all very encouraging. I thought it was going to be a big bummer, but it really isn't in light of this. And I really believe that in these bold moves that there may not be much we can do about the, I would say, buggy-eyed head of the FBI and ICE, like, accidentally and purpose messing up evidence in this latest thing, that there are ways that I think that we can compensate. He may be bringing a message. They're not going to get away with it, but it may not happen in the conventional way that we think. I had a little bit of a psychic flash when I heard that. I thought, I was thinking of the January 6th guys, and to me, ICE and them could be, a lot of them are in ICE. Is a lot of those guys have gotten into trouble on the state level, like all kinds of icky stuff, like wife beating, child, molestation, all that stuff. They're getting charged by the state, so they can't be pardoned. And I think I just got a sense that these guys that did that are probably going to screw up in some other way. It's like the OJ factor. They'll end up going to prison for something else. This is just, we'll wait and see what happens. But it goes back to my readings where I say, like, it catches up with them sometime, and sometimes you just have to accept the fact you may never know about it. Okay, so another one for the future. Oh, the Wheel of Fortune. That's what I'm saying. I think after all of this, I think that the Wheel of Fortune, which is about karma, which is cause and effect, it is going to start to roll in the right direction because it's upright. And I kind of going along with the others saying, like, I think when the weather starts to get warmer, that we're going to find things that will be turning more favorably. Okay, so hopes and fears. Okay. Oh, I feel like I moved to do the other deck. All of a sudden, I said the other deck. Hopes and fears. We have our good old corrupt bud here. Okay. I know this is going against what a lot of them say. This is the corrupt king. But the hopes, I've been guilty of this too. You see him getting sicker, like maybe it's a little bit much to, just like, let's just get him incapacitated. 25th Amendment, something like that. Because Pentacles is also about health. And I would also say that I heard someone mention it, that in the end he is going to have his ill-gotten gains taken. So the hope is that, let's just be nice and say, the weakening of the king. That he is getting weaker, not only health-wise, but on the world stage and everything. The hope is that he gets weak to the point where people stop fearing him. That's the whole thing. So, the hopes and the fears. But the fear is that as he gets ill mentally, you don't know what crazy shit he's going to do next. Okay, all right. Okay, so how we see ourselves right now in the midst of all of this. Well, here we have this guy in a little bit of a holding position, regrouping, and I think this is part of getting a new perspective on things, which means that many of us will be able to spring into action. And I would say that this is good in the fact that it's kind of like keeping the protests and the vigils peaceful. So this is how we see it. We're gaining the knowledge, and we're getting ready to spring into action. So how others see us, they may not quite see us this way. Okay, others see us is off balance. Okay, when I say the others see us, I'm seeing like the rest of the world. Okay, they see that we have a cabinet and the staff that are filled with drunks. You know, come on. Hegseth, the muskrat, drunks and drug abusers, and people with definite mental health issues. I would say Christy Matrix Gnome is definitely one that shoots puppies. I mean, we're not playing with a full deck. So this is about being off balanced, substance abuse wise, mental health wise. So the rest of the world is seeing that the lunatics are running the asylum. And I think from the people, my friends overseas, they know that the majority of us are not on board for this, but they see the powers that are a bunch of crazies, drunks, and junkies. Okay, that's how they see it. So we're going to clear the decks a little bit and get out the get this deck out here and see what kind of conclusions and where we're going from here. I have to say, this is more optimistic than I thought it was going to be. That surprise, no one's more surprised than I am, because I'm a bit sick of these people getting away with all of this stuff. Okay, so give this another shuffle. So the conclusion and what this means for us here. Okay, what does this mean for us? Okay. Alrighty, so we have here the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. So for right now, see, the upright one in the reading that's in the future. For right now, this pretty much sums up that the devil of Mr. Guest starring from the Devil card, making his cameo appearance here, seems to have the upper hand. But this is for right now. It could change in 10 minutes. Okay, this is for right now. Wheel of Fortune in reverse. And when I do the personal readings and this comes up, I'm saying, doesn't mean like you're losing everything. It means that I always look at the image of someone taking a stick and putting it in the spokes of the wheel and say, stop. And it may not be a bad thing. It may need to stop for regrouping purposes. It's like you may want to think again before you sink your money into that crypto deal. That's what this card is. But right now it seems like the devil is on top with the addictions and the crazy people and this unbelievable, which he's going to be. I would say this one dude, Bovino, he's the beginning. He may throw Christy Matrix under the bus. That's quite likely too. Okay. I was going to say something, but okay. So at any rate, so the energy with this is, remember in the last reading, this was upright. I think that was also this is in reverse, which is saying this guy better enjoy this while he can, because their smug little world is going to fall apart. It already is falling apart. I don't know how aware they are of that yet, but their world is definitely falling apart. So let's see what we got here. Oh yes, breaking up is hard to do. Yes, this is on a very emotional level and a substance abuse, because it's very like drunken behavior, is that people are not going to trust each other. They're going to be turning on each other. It's a bit in the past. It's been brewing up, but I think that it's going to come to this, because when he starts firing people, the rest of them are starting to worry about that, and they're going to be there. They don't know who they're going to trust, and they haven't in a while. Okay. The Four of Swords is saying, yeah, I see this is Bovino, little guy. Bovino is that, yep, he's up on top of that coffin and he's going down to his whatever bureaucratic thing that he was doing. So this is the worrying about, okay, who's going to end up here? Okay, then we have coming up, we have the Knight of Pentacles, which means the smart ones, and I look at this like the Susie Wiles, the ones that have been, well, she did open her Big Yapper, but that was a couple news cycles ago. But she kind of crawled back under her rock. So those that keep the low profile and move slowly and probably stay out of the spotlight, they're going to last. There aren't a lot of them, but I think the players that we don't know about. So I just want to take a real quickie look. So yeah, rough times now, but behind the scenes. See, when this kind of chaos goes and the heads start to roll, they don't trust each other. They can't, you know, they can't get their shit together to mess with elections and things like that. So that's good. Besides, that could be very entertaining too. Let's see. So in the past, okay. Since the election, what else can I tell you? Yep. Out in the cold, they could not care less about us. A lot of the red hat people believe they did, but they don't. And these were they're the first ones to get screwed over. Then we have, yep, right now, this is a little bit of I think this is a little bit of a minor arcana for the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. It's sort of like the activity is going to stop. It's kind of like being cool at protests and, you know, regrouping, like, let's not get, you know, let's keep everything under control. Let's not move too fast, slow and easy. I think what this is saying, sit back, because when I heard that, it was just minutes before I did this, I just thought, you know, let them mess up. This is like back to Watergate. It's just another cover up. It's Epstein. It's another. They're just throwing poo against the wall and seeing they already did that at the Capitol on January 6th, 2021. Okay, so walking away. I'm going to say that as we see many people, they're just walking away, like most of the Justice Department is gone. People walking away, and this is what I'm seeing in all of this, and in the previous one is like, and this is where we take a page out of their book. Instead of rioting, we don't want to do that. It's like, see them when they're at their weakest and take advantage of it, and tell your representatives to take advantage of it. When the enemy is weak, that's when you do it legally, be smart, but take advantage of their weaknesses and walk away from all the way you've done stuff. And you may need to do that in your life with toxic people that won't go away. See them at their weakest, zap them, and move on. Okay, so let's see. Oh, the High Priestess. High Priestess in reverse. Oh, this goes along with that. I think this is, to me, this is like what the Epstein files are going to reveal. And it's not going to be pretty. All the deep darks are going to be coming out because there's only so long that they can be held in. So this is really, I think on a higher level, I'm going to say that they're not all going, I'm not going to be that idealistic and say, oh, they're all going to go through this transformation. But I think enough of them are going to. This is like they're going to see the weakness. There's not only the Democrats, but the Republicans too, because they can't stand them either. And some of them may want to go back to your, grandpa playing golf at the country club type of Republican who really doesn't care that much about abortions or drag queens, but they just don't want to pay taxes. I mean, okay, but they're doable. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I really do see that that as the deep dark secrets come out, and this also could represent, this is Republicans walking away. People are walking away from a lot of, they really are exiting, whether they leave Congress or they just walk away from a vote that they're expected to take. So I would say in this concluding thing is, yep, High Priestess in reverse, which is telling me Epstein stuff is not going to go away. That is not going to go away. And also that these people that killed Alex Preddy are not going to get away with it. Because I always feel like in reverse, like all of this stuff starts to fall out and become revealed. And I think a lot of karma stuff, comeuppance, reckonings, whatever you want to call it, I think it's really going to happen. And this is what's it's going to be like that knight is going to be putting his spears into that death card. That death card may be moving along. It's hard for me to say, but I think things are going to be heating up in current events as the weather gets warmer, which it doesn't seem like now, as I can already feel the single digits creeping through the wall. But at any rate, yeah, I think that things are going to heat up as the weather gets warmer. I'd like to say, oh, this is going to happen in May or whatever, but it's hard. I think March, his health-wise, March is going to be very crucial. It may be bye-bye, or it may be total incapacitation, which I think is kind of and more stuff found out about him, which is King of Pentacles in reverse kind of stuff. So at any rate, it's about getting involved. It's about the balance of getting involved and yet keeping your own house in order. That Temperance in reverse is saying we don't want to be temperance and let them be temperance in reverse. We need to be temperance where we have one foot in what's going on in the world, and the foot in the water is our taking care of our own spiritual and psychological house. But I would say as the death card speeds up a little bit, in this instance, I think we may be finding it easier to shed some stuff we need to with our own personal death cards. So, and always remember that courage is contagious. So I will leave you with that and say bye-bye for now.